Drew is fired up by some classic scooters.
I love it. I want one.
But can he get his bargaining powers into gear?
I've got to get a deal. Otherwise,
yeah,
you know,
it's
in my nature. I can't help it.
In Norfolk, he has more two-wheeled memories.
This is how T and I met, looking at each other's choppers in the bus stop.
And at a Midlands leather factory, he has another flashback to the 70s.
Blimey, Chief, look at this wallpaper. Wow. Stuff everywhere. So, you know, could have a bit of a field day today.
Drew Pritchard is one of Britain's leading decorative salvage dealers.
Wow. Blimey. Look at this.
He scours the country in search of weird and wonderful.
Is that marble or stone?
He bargains hard.
16. 17.50. 16. Sold. Marvellous.
And there's nothing he won't buy.
I would sell it for 2,000.
I've got to get a deal. It's in my nature.
With help from Rebecca.
That's rather good. You drive me round the bend. Lovely. I'll just go downstairs and we'll sort out payment.
And a team of renovators, he transforms thousands of items from junk to gems. At the headquarters of Drew Pritchard Antiques, the team is making sure the future of the business is bright.
I don't think we need a flash.
And Rebecca is working hard on making the next sale.
2 say pure butter and the other one says margarine. How many are you looking for? 15. OK. About clay, stoneware, pottery. And passion is what drives our business. People's enthusiasm for antiques, especially the quirky, different stylage pieces we have, that's really what keeps people knocking at our door.
But it's not just the customers' passions that drive the business. It's Drew's too.
A dealer's passion for buying anything has to be really strong. It's only the really passionate dealers and the guys who love what they do, their particular niche in the antiques world, that it really works out for. When I buy the things I absolutely love, they sell immediately. That was something that dawned on me decades ago.
But along with that passion, Drew mustn't lose sight of the business.
You cannot let the fact that you found something absolutely wonderful make you just keep it for that sake. You can't do that. If you've got
Being passionate about what you collect, but keeping an eye on the profits, can be a fine line to tread. Drew's on his way to a museum in the seaside town of Weston-super-Mare, where his passion will certainly be stirred up, as he has a personal as well as a professional interest in the contents.
We are going to see Stuart Lanning, and he owns the Lambretta Museum. He is starting to sell off the collection, basically buying it from a museum. Hopefully we're going to get either a real rarity or something nice and unrestored.
The Lambretta Museum has been run for over 10 years by die-hard scooter fan Stuart Lanning. He's now closing it in preparation for his retirement.
I'm with the A model all the way through to the Indian Polo. There are a few special models in here. Behind me there's the Olympic scooter, we've got the rickshaw. I've got other stuff he may be interested in, memorabilia that he can look at, so we'll just see how it goes.
Drew is passionate about anything with an engine that has 2 or 4 wheels, so the chance to visit a scooter museum that's closing down is a rare and tempting opportunity.
Are we doing business-related things today, or
Yeah,
Drew?
well, no. Every purchase is a potential profit.
The Lambretta Museum could be really good for business if he comes back with posters or signage, anything to do with the scooter memorabilia. My only concern is business head.
I love it. I want one.
But of course, there's little that gets between man and machine. Drew's been tempted straight onto the beach with T to experience the museum's collection hands-on.
That was fun.
Well, that was fun.
These are great. This is fantastic. Love this. Just love the likeness of it.
Yeah.
It's super.
Fired up by his ride, Drew heads into the museum to find out what's up for grabs.
Wow. Oh my God, right, you're going to have to educate me now. I am a scooterist, but I'm Vespa. So, give us a potted history
Okay.
of Lambretta, please.
The first Lambrettas were built was this one here. It's called the A model.
What year is that? 47? Yeah.
1947 A model. Innocenti were, before the war, they made scaffold poles. So that's why it's very tubular and very like it is.
Yeah.
Really.
The reason we're here is museums have always been rich hunting grounds for me. And what I really like is the fact that a lot of these look unrestored. You know, untouched, and that's where it's at for me. These really interest me. So tell me about this one. I've never seen a pickup truck.
This is an FD. It's 150cc again.
Rare?
Yes,
imagine
quite
they are,
rare,
yeah.
yeah. Very expensive. For this one, for instance, would cost between 8 and 9 grand.
One scooter in particular has caught Drew's eye.
Yeah, it's a Series 2 LD. It's 1956.
Yeah.
It's mostly original. It's been hand-painted, but it's not too bad.
I like that.
And the little mirror, yeah.
I like that a lot.
Lambretta's LD model scooters were first launched in 1951 and were part of their more luxurious range. They came with pillion seats as standard and reached a top speed of 50 miles per hour. This bike could be worth around £2,500.
I would sell it for 2,000.
Tempting, isn't it? I just like the shape, and I like the originality. So, can I make you an offer on it? It's open to offers, because I've got to get a deal. Otherwise,
yeah,
you know,
of course I'm open to offers.
It's in my nature, I can't help it. I've got a figure in mind, I don't know if you'll accept it.
Yeah, for that amount of money, I've spent another £100 on it, and I've got to make a little bit of profit on it as well.
18?
1850.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, love it. Marvellous.
No
Thank you
problems.
very much. There you go. Bought
Right.
Lambretta.
Ride it out.
You are. We can go out for a little Sunday rise on this, T. I think this is quite a small investment that might have a small return. But I don't think I'm going to lose money. But if somebody comes and offers me £100 profit on it tomorrow, they can have it. You've got to be able to let things go.
With a star purchase of a vintage Lambretta in the bag, the next stop is upstairs to search through the scootering memorabilia.
So what have you got in here? Just stuff and...
This
stuff and
is
nonsense.
mainly a storage room.
Okay.
It's got a lot of memorabilia in.
There's a picture of you.
It's an old clock.
Vespa Club de France.
Vespa clubs began in the 1950s as enthusiasts held rallies all across Europe. This late 1950s clock is by one of France's oldest clockmakers, Laporte. As a piece of scootering memorabilia and in full working condition, it could be worth around £300.
It's got on it Vespa Club of France. The clock itself would be interesting without that. That just gives it another dimension. So, yeah, definitely something I want to buy.
It's for sale.
Is it cheap?
It's probably not.
Great.
Good value.
Yeah, good value. What do you want for it? 'Cause-
Well,
Yeah,
make me an offer and let's see.
His passion for two-wheeled motoring at the Scooter Museum in Weston-super-Mare. So far, he's had a test drive
I love it. I want one.
and bought a classic 1956 Lambretta LD. Now he's bidding on a retro Vespa Club clock.
What do you want for it? 'Cause-
Well,
Yeah,
make me an offer and let's see.
I will kick off. £100. Sold. Fantastic. Thought we were having to start that. That's great. That's great. 'Cause
do you
if I
want me
could
to
get...
part? Do you want to part?
No, that's no. That's fine. Yeah, £100 for the clock. Bit of a steal, actually. That's of interest as well. Is it an original one?
I think it is. Yeah, it looks like it's been well used somewhere.
Del Autos like this are desirable to collectors and could be worth around £120.
Delauto carburetors were used on Vespas and on Lambrettas, but also they were used on lots and lots of really fast sports cars as well. So anybody who's got Delautos on their car will want that sign. What do you want for that?
£20.
Sold. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Lovely. The sign was £20, so a bargain. You know, if I sold it for £60, it'd still be cheap, wouldn't it? But I think it's worth a bit more than that as well.
Drew then spots a jigsaw of some of his most loved vehicles.
There's one scooter there,
Yeah.
but there's also a Volkswagen Notchback there,
Yeah.
and then there's a Westphalia split-screen camper van there as well.
It's for sale. Do you want to do an 850-piece puzzle?
Definitely.
Guarantee if all the bits are there.
Took him 3 years to do his last one. He was well chuffed because it said 4 to 5 years on the box.
But it's not long before Drew turns his attention back to the scooters and the zippy, custom-made Red Devil he took out on the beach earlier.
That is produced by Howard Chambers, and he makes them, and they're called Red Devils, and so far he's done as far as under 12.
Okay.
And he makes them to order.
These Lambrettas are 1950s models with quirky 21st century modifications. Iconic classics with a modern twist. But it's the fact that they're limited editions that sparks Drew's excitement.
How much are they?
About £3,500.
My business head is saying to me about those little red scooters, buy one. There isn't going to be many. If there's something that doesn't have a lot, and how cool as hell they are, they'll go up.
The Red Devil in the museum is not for sale, but there's a chance that the mastermind behind the model, Howard Chambers, might have another stashed away that he's prepared to sell.
It'll be really wonderful if I'm able to order one of those little Red Devils. I will be over the moon if I can get my hands on those. Today, brilliant. What a great day. Bought a Lambretta. First one ever.
£1,850 was a good price, a fair price, and I hope he enjoys it.
Saw a fantastic collection. Got educated on the subject. Bought some bits I can make profits on straight away. Perfect day. I'm pleased. I bought that as to make some money. Not now, in the future. So I'll tell you what though, we can get hold of that guy and get him to do one of those Red Devils for me. That is an absolute steal. I really do think that's incredibly good value for money.
Back in Llandudno, it's time for Drew to fess up to what he's bought.
You're right.
Hello. I'm dreading this.
We belted round the beach at Weston-super-Mare on 2 old scooters. And,
Look, there's wheels. Drew.
We got this
That's
clock.
nice.
This is really nice.
Right.
So, but it's look what it's got on it. It's got the Vespa tow carburettor. Got to be worth 120. There's loads and loads of sports cars that use them. Also, Vespa and Lambretta use them. So that's money to be made on that one.
I don't know anything about carburettors, but Drew said people will really want this. People will be fighting over this. I won't.
And then, yes, I did give in. Now, it's a 1956.
New.
Right? Completely original. It's never been restored. It's dripping in extras. It runs. It's registered.
It runs.
It runs.
It works. It works. He went round the world trying to convince me why he bought it. Oh, you know, this is original, that's original. And it works. I think what up a bit more.
While the 1950s French Vespa Club clock looks the business, it's not actually working. It's Carl's job to bring it back to life. The old mechanism is beyond repair, so he simply replaces it with a new modern one. But there's a problem.
Don't think we're going to be able to use the hands. No. It is a shame.
The original hands won't fit on the new mechanism, so Carl has had to replace them.
I can hear it clicking.
But with its links to scooter history, it should still be an easy sale. After 30 years in the business, Drew knows how much hard work the trade takes. You have to be able to
Buy for myself, and then I'm very fortunate that my clientele like what I buy. I want people to come online every day, as they do, and I know they do with our website, because I see the hit rates in the mornings, and then go, yeah, that's great, lovely, I love that. It's a very nice position to be in, but oh my, does it take a lot of work to keep that up.
But for many starting out in the business, finding the balance between their passion and making money is not always easy. Today, Drew's travelling to the Norfolk town of Kings Lynn to visit a couple of relatively new antique and salvage dealers who are working out what they should be buying and which way their business needs to go.
We're off to meet 2 lads, Mark and Martin, at the Rustic Warehouse. And these two lads are slightly unusual. They've gone into the antiques, vintage and retro business, and they've also got a bit of a kitchen. It's the natural progression through life, really.
Heading up this unusual and varied operation are the bountifully bearded Martin Witt and Mark Barber and their dog Murdoch. Friends for 30 years and business partners for 10, there's no doubting their enthusiasm for antiques and salvage.
We started off selling vintage clothing, so we've always liked old stuff, and then that's just evolved into vintage furniture.
We'll buy anything, things we think are cool, anything industrial, anything with a bit of age.
And anything we can relate to.
With their antiques and bespoke kitchen and furniture businesses spread over 2 sites, the lads have come a long way in a few short years, and they've got one man to thank.
Drew inspired us to run our business how we run his. We're looking forward to meeting Drew, obviously someone we look up to, and
how we're going.
we'd like to take his cash, but if we can't take his cash, we'll try and get some of his knowledge. Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
Welcome.
It's a hell of a bit.
There's a kit there.
Good to meet you. How you doing?
How you doing?
Hi, T, check these out. Choppers.
Our pride and joys, they are.
This is how T and I met. Looking at each other's choppers in the bus stop. It's true, isn't it? Chopper envy. All right, let's have a look inside.
Yeah, come on in.
First impressions of the lads' warehouse is good. There's some choppers and BMXs and some beards, and it looks good. You know, it's exactly the sort of place me and T like to go. It looks great.
So this is workshop and showroom and warehouse, whatever. It's the whole bit, yeah?
Glorified storage, we like to call it.
Glorified storage. So you got the bug.
Yeah, we have. We've got that.
Whoa, where'd you get these from? They're fantastic.
Yeah, they're cool.
They're fab, aren't they? They've got 2 clown hat and coat hooks. Never seen the like. Cast iron, single first paint on them. And one of them's all rusty and it just looks... I mean, clowns can be a bit scary anyway, and that one looked properly scary. Great little items.
This unusual pair of coat hooks are probably French and may have been used in a fairground or a theatre. They date back to the mid-20th century and could be worth around £120.
So how much are they?
Not a lot of money. Tenner each.
Tenner a piece? Sold. Lovely. Well, thank you. Super. Imagine I'd love some this big. Got a fantastic deal on them. £10 each. Get me some more. I think they're fantastic. I love them.
The rookie dealers have got off to a flying start with the nod of approval from Drew and their first sale under their belts.
I think it's still going to be kid size.
This steel locker room bench came from a school. The brightly coloured ball hooks echo a style known as atomic, a hallmark of the mid-century furniture designers Charles and Ray Eames. This distinctive and utilitarian style of bench could fetch around £600.
What have you got on that then?
475.
475. Oh no, I'd have to cut you in half on that. So no, I'm not going to do that to you, to be honest with you, because it's quite a good piece. So
3.
I can't get there.
Top decorative salvage dealer Drew Pritchard is in the Norfolk town of Kings Lynn. It's a salvage warehouse set up by 2 passionate newcomers.
Tenner each.
Tenner piece. Sold. Lovely.
Martin and Mark have a locker room bench.
3.
Can't get there. What do you think, Murdoch?
He said 350.
Let's have a deal at 3 then.
Yeah?
All right. And you can get it down.
Yeah, we're getting down.
Okay. I think that's the most I've ever paid for one of those, but the paint colour's so good. I don't buy a lot of that sort of thing anymore, but that one had a lot of exceptional points to it. Original first paint, weird coloured coat hooks, good size. God, they're unusual.
Picked them up yesterday, hence they're covered in dust.
Benjamins, but I've never seen that size. They were mass-produced by the million, but they're usually 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 inches. So that's the normal size for them. That's what we generally want to buy. These are tiny little things. I think they're only about 10, 12 inches across, but they're exactly the same as the larger ones.
And became one of the largest lighting firms in Britain. These lampshades date from the 1950s and could be worth around £150 each.
Price on these?
So, not a great deal of money again, tenner each.
Tenner each? Yeah.
My favourite number.
It is today, isn't it? It's a good number today. It's working out for me.
That's because he can't do.
It doesn't know anything more than the tenner. Pay £10 each for them. Again, I'm not going to leave them for that. I can't usually buy them for that price. I'm usually paying £15 to £30 for anything. Anything at all, up to sort of £50, £60 for the really, really good ones with all the parts in mint condition. So that sort of money, I can't leave them. What is beard oil?
Yeah, Beard oil,
Oil
just
for beards.
yeah, chops your beard in every way. That's
Stops your
made
beard.
with.
It obviously works.
Stops your beard from seizing.
Yeah. It just helps it. You know, it repairs it, and shapes, and
Have you? Where are they?
they're down the other storage place.
We've got another place.
Martin and Mark take Drew across the road to a different warehouse where they keep more medical cabinets.
What sort of price are these smaller ones are these? Further little ones?
150 each.
150.
I think some just need glass.
They're slightly later than I normally like. But that one's okay. That one's sort of got enough about it. Out of all of them, I found one good one. It's just a little bit better than the others, and it's small. And small these days sells way better. Kitchen, bathroom, bedroom, that. Loads of little bottles in it, or foodstuffs. They just look very, very good, and they're useful.
This medical cabinet dates from the 1950s, although it was originally made for storing medicine at around £500.
So what do you say for that one?
150.
150. Marvellous. Deal. Thank you. Price on the medical cabinet, excellent. I can't usually get them for that. There's money to spend. It needs a new piece of glass down one side and 4 new glass shelves. But to be honest, that is no more than an afternoon and 60 quid's worth of glass. So we're on to a winner with that one.
Drew's been impressed by the wealth of stock accumulated by Martin and Mark, especially given the different facets of the business they're juggling. Over lunch, Old Hand Drew has a few words of advice for the lads.
So you've got 2 bits in business running. I used to have 2 antique sales and then all the restoration. We just left it for a few years just to see which one would edge ahead, and sales just did that. But it took a long time. And then as soon as I was able to drop the restoration, I did it straight away. So, well, anyway.
We enjoy, yeah. We play it by ear, don't we?
And finally, before Drew heads off, there's a farewell present from the boys to their mentor.
The boys in the workshop made your little gift. Well, not for you, but for your
For Enzo.
doggy.
I'm guessing, thank you very much.
Looks about the right size.
He will love that, because he's got 2 favourite things in life, eating and sleeping. Brilliant. Right, I suppose we better start loading up then.
Yeah.
You better look after that as well.
Okay, I'm not going to deal with it angry Enzo.
Today was good, meeting any new guys into the trade and being able to buy off them. They've obviously got a passion for it. It's a very hard business to be in, so you've got to come up with something different. You've got to come up with your own spin, your own attitude, your own look. A mate of mine calls it your signature all over it. And really pleased with what I've bought. The prices today, I have to say, the lads have done me favours on all of this stuff. It's been really well priced. Best purchase, I suppose, for the day was the 2 little clown coat hooks. Love them. Properly creepy. Never seen them before. Just the right condition and a great price. They're not for sale. They're mine. Keep it.
Good day today. Met Drew, sold a few bits, made some money, made another connection, and some good advice, and couldn't ask for anything more, really.
At any point today, did you have beard envy?
I do. My beard feels really... I don't have a beard, do I? That's not a beard. That's like bum fluff. Yeah.
They had beards.
They're like proper men. I feel like a big girl's blouse now.
Tea make it back to base to show off the day's pickings.
Hello.
Hello.
We've been to the beard capital of the world.
The beard.
The beard capital of the world.
Oh,
You'd have had massive
I like
beard.
a man with a beard.
Like this.
Got this off them, 300 quid.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Carl, you
Fantastic.
cut the bolts off underneath and I'll get Gav to scrape it and wax it.
Your eyes are drawn to the coloured walls on the top. It's like some sort of DNA atomic lesson, and it's fascinating. I love it. Why are you putting them there? Because you think that's
How
funny?
cool are they? Cast.
Actually, I knew that was going to happen.
I could tell from Drew's face. Those aren't going on the website at all. He's fallen in love with those.
And then they made that for us.
Oh, they didn't?
Yeah.
Where's
Where's the
Enzo? What a lovely
Oh,
bed.
good boy.
What a lovely bed. That's fantastic.
Isn't that great?
I love it, and wonderfully, so did Enzo.
I was very impressed with Martin and Mark. They're clearly passionate about the business, but they're not letting their passion run away with them. They've already developed a strong understanding of what the market wants. I look forward to a time when maybe they're just doing the antiques and they let everything else go.
In the workshop, it's handyman Elwyn's job to tidy up the school locker room bench. At some point, it was given shiny new bolts that don't suit its mid-20th century origins. The bolts have to be tightened and cut back. Vinegar-based solution to age the metalwork.
You see where it's turning black now, just aging.
Finally, Elwyn feeds the 50-year-old wooden slats with wax.
Brings the colour out and the grain in the wood. Right, that's it, it's all done. Ready to go upstairs now for Larry to take photos.
During his earlier trip to the Lambretta Museum in Weston-super-Mare, Drew was chomping at the bit to buy a custom-made Red Devil.
How much are they?
About £3,500.
The display model wasn't for sale, but another one unexpectedly recently hit the market, and Drew hasn't hung around.
Lovely. Cheers. Bye. Fantastic news. Just got off the phone. In the future, maybe years down the line, maybe a decade down the line, they may become collectible because there's a limited production run of them and they ride really well. The other Lambretta that I bought, I'll probably now sell. It's my hobby, it's a passion, and I love it.
Bikes and cars are just some of Drew's many salvage passions. Another key part of the business is industrial. Functional pieces for personal use, relating to Britain's industrial past. It's a style of design very popular today.
I first got a sort of sniff of it in around 1986-87. It's when the first time I started buying that sort of thing. And it's just been a march since then, and it became in the mid-90s incredibly popular. The quality of quality designers putting all this stuff together. So you're getting almost, it's designer furniture in a way.
So Drew's off to a former powerhouse of British manufacturing, the Midlands town of Walsall, and one of the town's few remaining tanneries.
We're going to E. Hume and Son, and they are leather, key fob and accessory manufacturers. Been there a long time, nearly 100 years. They have got to have work stools, work benches, work lights, and God knows what else.
Are we going to get leather today then?
Well, tell you what, if we have a good day, we'll get leather tonight. Yeah. Is that all right?
Yeah.
For 200 years, Walsalls were exported all across the British Empire. The industry fell into decline in the 20th century, but there still are a handful of producers that have survived. One of them is E. Hume and Son Limited, run today by Robert Hume and his daughter Louise.
The company was founded by my grandfather, Ernest Hume, in 1921, just after the First World War. He used to work with his wife, Edith, making small leather goods wherever they're made that week. They're sold that week on the market in Walsall.
The company moved into its current premises in 1966, a rabbit warren of workshops, offices and storerooms.
I started at the age of 5, coming in there to school as you did, and I'm now 34. So I've been here 29 years, and not one single furniture has changed in here.
Robert, the industrial buying customers are looking for.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing? You all right? Nice to meet you. Yes, from Wales, bit of rain. How you doing?
Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Louise.
Can we have the grand tour? Get out the rain?
Yes, come on in.
Love the smell. Right then, tell me about the business.
My father, who's known as the Key Fob King, we make approximately 10,000 items every day.
10,000 items a day? Blimey.
We're just entering the Alport factory now, and these are all leather skins.
God, how much money have you got in leather in here?
Yeah, we have to. That's the way we sell our products, is that somebody will phone us up and they'll expect the order with them in 2 weeks' time. So we have to have so much stock.
First impressions of the factory are good. It smells of wonderful leather hides as soon as you come through. It hits you right. So I'm happy to be here. And it looks like, sound unkind, they've never tidied up. And there's stuff everywhere. So, it could have a bit of a field day today.
Robert and Louise want to show Drew the old foreman's house next door, which is used as the factory's dumping ground.
Blimey, gee, look at this wallpaper. Sorry, that is, wow. Should have a preservation order on this stuff. Look at it.
Looks like it'll come off in one piece anyway.
Problem.
Oh, my word.
But amongst the dated decor and general rubbish, there's something that deserves a second look.
I'm always buying the shop. What I love is this in these handles that you just lift.
That's
Just
right.
beautiful quality. Behind me, what I'm leaning on, are two glazed and mirror-backed tabletop display cabinets that we buy all the time. They're really good, great quality, exactly the same size.
Oh yeah.
They're all leather.
This one's snake skin.
God, yeah, look at that. So, daft question. Can I buy them with all these in?
Of course you can.
Excellent. Now do I price this many wallets?
These countertop mirrored display cabinets are late Victorian. The selection of wallets inside date from the 1950s onwards and will vary in retail price. The cabinets on their own could be worth around £400 each.
What do I want to pay for these with all these? I'm not sure what I'll do with these, but they're a nice collection.
Yeah.
400 quid for the pair with all the stuff in it. I'm pretty much there. Because I know the last...
Thank you.
Marvellous. Deal. Thank you very much. Because I want that one for myself. I think I can get between £400 and £450 for the pair. But in the deal, I got all these. So these are brand new, 60, 70-year-old leather gentlemen's and ladies' wallets. They've got to be worth £10 to £30 each. They've got to be. There's a snakeskin one there. They're beautiful, some of them. So, average them out across the lot there. There's £1,000 profit. I'm hoping.
Stacked beyond the display cabinets, Robert has some discarded leather branding tools he wants to show Drew.
We've got lots and lots of letters.
Oh, yeah. How many of these have you got?
We've got boxes of them.
I can brand tea.
Yeah. I
Burner.
Yeah.
Then you'd have some foil, like you can see, the foil gold on there.
Yeah.
And stamp it into the leather.
So like gold leaf?
Yeah. They would have been gold leaf in those days, yeah.
They are brilliant little presents, but tricky to sell. No, they're not tricky to sell, they're time-consuming to sell. The time it's going to take to sell these two cabinets and make 50, 60 quid profits on each, maybe 120 quid profit, on those, you have to do the same amount of time to sell one.
These branding tools would have been used to personalise leather goods. They're made with oak handles and a steel tip and could be worth around £300.
Give us a clue what you want. What do you want for the pile?
£4 each.
No. No, can't do it. I'm going to go in with one bid, and it's quite a low one.
Right.
Perfect.
Salvage sleuth Drew Pritchard is sifting through the workshops of one of the last remaining leather factories in the West Midlands, seeking out industrial artefacts.
God, how much money have you got in leather in here?
Yeah, we have to.
He's found some traditional branding irons and is hoping to strike a good deal on them.
I'm going to go in with one bid, and it's quite a low one, to be perfectly honest with you. £150 for the lot, or I'm going to have to walk away. That's where I'm at, because I've just dealt with too much stuff like this in the past. Okay. I know what it costs to deal with.
Well, so give me 116 to do.
Sure.
Yeah.
Fine.
Okay.
That's good of you.
Back in the main factory, Robert is keen to share his knowledge about the old methods of craftsmanship.
Right, Drew. All leather goods, we used to have people called preparers, usually the lady.
Yeah.
And you'll see all old leather factories have got marble slabs for the girls to work on.
Have you got any left?
It's just through this doorway here. I'm afraid you'll have to go in because there's not room for two of us.
Yeah.
Just roll it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Is that marble or stone?
We've always known them as marble.
It's not marble.
No.
No. This is the same stone they used for printing off. They got it in Germany or something.
Yeah.
And it was the smoothest surface you can possibly get. And that's it.
Yeah.
These slabs were used on top of benches for preparing the leather. The surface is hard and smooth, so it doesn't indent, which means the leather being worked on doesn't mark or scratch. They're difficult to value, but could be worth around £150.
As a sell as a breadboard.
Okay.
That's probably it.
Okay then.
Deal?
Yeah.
Helps.
Thank
you
you
very much.
Seeing that Drew has snapped up the slab, Robert and Louise have others to show him.
Some more here.
Two more.
A lot smaller than the last one. Nice though. I think for the pair of those, I'd go £50 the pair.
Make it 60.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pair all day, so yeah.
Thank you.
Now these are actually way more saleable because they are the size of a breadboard. When they're all cleaned and polished up, they look lovely in a kitchen. Paid 30 quid each.
I think there's a £20 profit in each one, at best.
The factory keeps offering up more remnants of its industrial past.
I do want those.
Mhm.
Are you still using these?
Sometimes.
Yeah, Evertaut. Yep. And then the water slide Evertaut sticker to the front, and then nice shaped oak seats as well.
Evertaut industrial furniture, first made in the 1930s, is famous for its durability and simple design, which makes it ideal for the home too. These 1950s stools could be worth around £300 each.
Are they for sale?
Yes, obviously we've got to replace them, so it's whatever it's going to cost us
How
to
much
replace
is a
them.
new one to replace them? Probably cheaper than what I'll pay for these anyway.
Probably £100 actually.
Each?
Yeah.
So that's the price then, isn't it, really?
Mm.
That's on the cusp for us.
All right.
Yeah. Do you know what? Yes, I'll pay you the £100 each because the seats are oak, and they're in. Apart from that, if I want them, I'm going to have to spend £100 a stool, which is an awful lot for a stool I used to buy for £5, £10 and £15. Then they went up to 50, 60 quid, which is what I really should have paid for those each. But it just means the person who buys them has got to spend more than the last one.
As darkness falls at the end of a successful trip, it's time to load up.
Today, excellent. Came somewhere that I liked the look of. Bought well and in a good quantity. Pretty good condition. But on a couple of items, we paid all of the money.
Today's been a great experience meeting Drew and T and showing him around the factory and telling him a little bit of history about ourselves. We've had a brilliant day.
The glass cabinets was here before we was here.
Next day, Drew and T arrive back at base, ready to show off their factory finds.
Hello.
How are we doing?
As you see, we got quite a bit of stuff. These, what they used for gluing and working on the leather. I got 3 of them. There, and I thought the 2 small ones, really good clean. Fantastic little chopping boards for the kitchen, aren't they? Lovely. A pair of these.
Great eye.
Carlos, get these over to Craig.
Yeah.
Get to reupholster those.
People are always asking for these. Yeah.
Then I got these.
Branding.
There's the branding, the leather. So, there's too many to sell individually. What I want you to do is put them all into the same typefaces. Now,
Oh, nice.
paid $4.50 for the pair. I know they don't sell very well. I think they're probably only worth $4.50 for the pair anyway, aren't they? But look what's inside them. They're full of brand new leather wallets. Period ones. Now, each one's got to be worth 25 to 50 quid each.
The Evertaut stools have been sent to Drew's upholsterer, Craig Hughes.
Back seems to be held on with some sort of blind rivet, which I'm not going to be able to replace those. So what we'll do is we'll make a back out of plywood and upholster it properly and then screw it on from the back.
It's not so much a restoration job as a complete rebuild, which will be better than the original.
We're going to draw around this and use this as our template.
In faux leather. And the stools are ready to go. The proof of Drew's buying decisions is in the pudding. From the Lambretta Scooter Museum, he sold the Vespa clock to a private collector in Germany. And from the rustic warehouse in King's Lynn, the Benjamin lampshades and medical cabinet have gone to private buyers in the UK. But the highlight for Drew has been his purchase of the Red Devil scooter.
Let's see.
Yes.
It may be an investment for the future, but there's no reason not to enjoy it while he can.